Ever wonder how to take a giant hunk of beef and turn it into the most delicious, excellent piece of meat you've ever smoked? That's right, brisket. Well, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know how to pick the right brisket. You'll know how to trim the brisket. You'll know how to season the brisket. You'll know how to smoke the brisket. All like a pro on your big green egg. Trust me, when that probe slides in like 203 when it's done, you're gonna wanna do the brisket happy dance with me. All right, now first things first, we need to get this egg lit up. Today, I'm gonna use Big Green Egg's Speedy Lights to get my charcoal going. For charcoal, it's Big Green Egg Canadian Maple for that sweet smoky flavor. Tossing in some barrel-proof smoky bourbon barrel smoking chunks for that extra sweet flavor because bourbon and barbecue magic. Now, as you can see, I still have some charcoal left over from the last time I cooked. What I did is cleaned out underneath the ash basket and started with this. All I'm gonna do now is pile my fresh charcoal on top, let that start so we have a nice clean fire. Now, because this is such a long cook, what I did is I filled it just below the top of the fire, okay? We're gonna cook this for a long time, so we need a lot of fuel. We don't wanna have to refill while we're cooking. Now, these new Speedy Lights are great. All that I have to do is hit them just for a second, let them burn just for a minute, and then just shove it right down into the coals, and it's gonna stay lit beautifully. Okay, now once it's going good, like I said, just jam it in the coals. I like cover it up a little bit, okay? Don't wanna put it out, but we'll make a little TP, get some coals burning on top. That's just me. Now, before I even fire up the egg, okay, for picking out a good brisket is kind of half the battle here. Sort of like these gloves, giving quite the battle. You want one with nice marbling, intramuscular fat. That's what's going to melt down. This glove is really giving me a problem. Keep the brisket moist and flavorful, okay? You also want to find one with a nice fat flat on it, okay? The thicker the flat, the more meat you're going to get out of it. If it's a real skinny flat, you're not going to get a lot of meat out of it. It's going to burn. You're going to wind up cutting a lot of it off. The other thing, too, when it's in the packaging, kind of do this. You want a pliable, a nice break-danceable brisket. Doing the worm. Just like that is what you're looking for. If it's tender and flexible while it's still in the packaging, when you're done, it's going to be tender and flexible. Makes sense, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you can find a brisket that's going to bend like a yoga instructor on a Saturday morning, you're in business. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take all the silver skin and fat off the top. Okay, you want to have it nice and clean looking, because all this silver skin, it's only gonna make for a tougher bite in the end. So what you wanna do on the top section is trim off all this extra fat, all the silver skin, just get it all out of the way so all you have is exposed raw meat. All right, there, now that looks pretty good, okay? I don't know if you can see this here, but we got it nice and cleaned up. All right, all the silver skin's off the top, all the extra fat. Now we wanna talk about this big old chunk of hard fat here. We wanna take this out of here too. Any of the hard fat is not going to render down. It's gonna be a terrible bite. You wanna get it off your brisket before you season it, before you cook it, get it out of there. The grill is at 250 degrees. So as it's coming up, we want to put our stuff in. So I'm going to put some smoking chunks in. I put my convector in. I'm going to actually show you the setup we're going to use. Let me show you that. So what we're doing here is I've got my nice fire built right in the middle here. So I'm going to take 4 or 5 of my bourbon barrel chunks. Let's put them right around the gray. Okay, I don't want to put it right in it. I don't want it smoking quite yet. And I don't want it to, and use it all up right at the beginning. So I'm going to put those right in the middle. For today's cook, we're going to be cooking indirect, meaning no flames touching our food. So I'm going to put my expander basket in here. If you don't have one, skip this step and go right to the convector. Next up, convector into the basket. Notice that I have the front leg right in line with my dome thermometer in the front. This way I'm not getting an inaccurate temperature reading. Next comes the grates. Okay, isn't that great? Fits like a glove, all right? All right, we're gonna shut this down. We're gonna get it to 275 degrees. Now, there are 2 schools of thoughts on vents. For me, 275 degrees is about a credit card opening along with my top wide open, okay? Other people may like to do this, okay? And then control your temperature like this. What I find is that if you keep the bottom vent all the way open and the top vent mostly closed to control your temperature, you're letting that smoke stay in there. We don't want smoke sitting on our food. We want it rolling. You've heard the term rolling smoke, right? Well, that's what we want. God, it's hot out here. Anyway, what you want is to have that smoke rolling. So with the bottom vent closed most of the way, you're only allowing a certain amount of air in, but you're letting it all out. So it's coming in, it's hitting the smoke, it's going up over your food and out the dome. So that's how I like to control it. You do it however you like, okay? Now here's an important part when it comes to smoking. You see that white smoke? We want to wait till that turns nice and blue or even clear. Okay, so don't put that on because your meat will get acrid and horrible tasting. Here's a little tip. If you trim it when the brisket is cold, it's a lot easier. The fat is much more firm. So there we have it. There is our fully trimmed brisket. Is that a beauty or what? Look at that thing. Backside, beautiful. Now we're gonna season it. All right, seasoning, we're gonna keep it really simple. I do like to use a binder on my briskets. I find it makes a difference. My favorite is the W sauce. Okay, it's America's Worcestershire. By the way, look at all of that fat that we got out of that, huh? Don't throw it away. Save it. We're going to show you in an upcoming video how to take all of this waste and make tallow out of it, liquid gold. But let's get back to our binder. So I'm going to use W sauce. Okay, it's called Fireshire. Just going to pour it on. Okay, you don't have to douse it. You don't have to drown it. Okay, you just want a coating. The idea of a binder is to make the seasoning stick to it better. Okay, so you just want to have a light, moisture on top of the meat. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now for our seasoning, like I said, we're going to do something really, really fun. It's going to be super simple, Texas style brisket. That's it. Okay, we're going to go 50-50, 16 mesh ground pepper. Okay, this is actually a much more coarse pepper than your table pepper. So we're going to go half of this. Okay, fill it halfway. There we go. Now I have kosher salt here. Okay, going to fill this the rest of the way with kosher salt. Half and half. Go a little more. Okay, listen, it's not an exact science. Okay, you can measure it out if you want. You don't have to. Okay, but I'm going to stir this up, mix it, and let's apply it. And that's what it looks like when it's all done. Let's go apply it. All right, so we've got our binder on here. Let's just season this baby up. We want to have a nice solid coating, okay? I don't want to see any meat shining through here. I want this thing covered in seasoning. More seasoning, more flavor, more bark. We want this baby to have more bark than a pack of wild dogs. Press it in. I know it's called rub. Don't rub it in. You're just going to rub it off, okay? Important part, get the sides too. Don't forget that. Flavor everywhere. Push it in. We're good. Now we flip it over. We do the same thing to the bottom side, okay? We put this beautiful Worcestershire W sauce Fireshire. Fireshire just got a little zip to it, okay? You can use either one. Some people use mustard. Okay, I've heard of mayonnaise being used. It's an oil-based. It's actually real good. But I myself like to stick with the W sauce. And that is what a fully seasoned brisket looks like. Isn't it pretty? All right, now we always want to monitor our temperatures while we're cooking it, so I'm going to use my ThermoWorks RFX. It's neat because it's got actually 5 sensors in here. It's not just the tip. So it's a minimum level right there and a maximum insertion here. So we're going to insert it into the fattest part of the flat, okay, on an angle, so that the whole thing is in there, right up to the maximum insertion point there, okay? So that's going to monitor it beautifully. We have our app all set up, so we're going to let this go, and let's get this thing smoking. Now here's a little pro tip for you, okay? Should have done this in the beginning before it got hot. It's a lot easier that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this convector with foil. Okay, the reason being is that if you get too much oils and drippings on here, A, it's going to smoke a lot, but B, it's going to absorb into it and it's going to make it crack quicker. Okay, because the heat expands and contracts, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my little drip tray, put the grate vac in place. I do have cotton gloves under these so I can handle it when it's hot. And we're getting ready for our brisket. There's your pro tip. Okay, our smoke has turned nice and blue, so we're gonna just lay this baby on here. Now what I like to do is bunch it up. You don't want anything hanging over the convector, okay? So I'm gonna try and bunch it up as best I can, make it one solid thickness, all right? And there we go, fat cap down. Here we go, see you in a few hours. Now if you stand back here, you can kind of see that the smoke turned blue. You can see as we move closer, you don't even really see it, okay? As you move up close, it's almost indistinguishable. That's okay. All right, kids, now pay attention while I learn you a little something. We're gonna handle a hot brisket because it's a temperature to wrap. So get yourself a pair of these cotton gloves, all right? They're just nice and simple. They're cheap too. You don't have to spend a ton of money on them. But you put your nitro gloves right over them like this, and now we can pick up hot stuff and not burn our hands. How cool is that? So we are here, okay? Just to double check, let's make sure. 171. Go in this side, okay? I always like to check in the side. 169 in the flat, 170. We are perfect, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and pull our brisket off into pretty, like a present we gotta wrap here. Now I'm gonna pull my thermometer out, the RFX, got that pulled out here. First thing I'm gonna do, fold up like that, okay? Now we're gonna fold it over like a present, like a Christmas present, okay? Make sure that we have this bender on here. Okay, that's one side. Now we do the other side. Okay, got that wrapped up like that. Now we take this part, fold it right back over. Okay, I like to tuck it underneath, just like that. Now we have a perfectly wrapped brisket. Should we put it back on? Yeah, I think so too. Don't forget the thermometer, okay? Same place, thickest part of the brisket. Okay, right back on. Now we're gonna go to about 203 degrees or something like that. It's gonna be right around there. It's not always an exact science. Sometimes it might be 200, sometimes it might be 210. What we wanna make sure is that a probe, like this, is gonna go in there without any resistance. We want it like hot knife into soft butter, okay? That's the way it should go in, no resistance whatsoever. So let's go, and I'll see you in like another 4 or 5 hours because we're already 6 hours into this cook. Yeah, 6 hours. Yeah. All right, kids, 10 hours in and our brisket is finally done. It's right at 203 and it is probe tender, man. So the way I can tell, I like to take my thermopen, just stick it in there. Right through, right through. Okay, got to get through the paper, but other than that, it just goes right through. So no problem whatsoever. And now that that's done, we're gonna simply pull it off, okay? Take it off of there and stick it right down in our Cambro. Now you may not have a Cambro, okay? That's okay, it's a catering box of what this thing is. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it, okay? You can use a cooler. What I'm gonna tell you is don't put a brisket this big in a 164 quart igloo, okay? Don't do that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put it in your cooler, an appropriate size cooler. Take some towels, all right? Put them right over the top of the brisket. Close it down. We're gonna let this go for at least 1 hour. You can go 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Hey, listen, the longer you rest it, the better, but at least 1 hour. I'll see you back here at 60 minutes. Kids, well, here we go. All right, let's see what we got. I've been doing this all day. I'm tired, I'm not gonna lie. But don't forget, this thing was a 17-pound monster when we started the day, okay? So, here we go. Let's unwrap it like Christmas morning and see what we've got. Oh, bark looks beautiful. This thing is gorgeous. Yeah, that baby is beautiful. Look at that thing, huh? Is that gorgeous? Steaming away. It's steaming away. Right. Yeah, it's got that jiggle that we're looking for. So we take our thermometer out, and that's a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Now, when you're carving a brisket, okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're cutting against the grain. But there's two separate sides here, the point and the flat. So what you kind of want to do is kind of cut it right across the middle, like this. Yeah, that's not too tender. You ready? Whoa. Look at that baby. Nice, juicy, tender. Oh, this is going to be awesome. All right, we're going to set the point aside. Now, let's see here. Which way is our grain running? Our grain is running this way, so we're going to cut it this way. So let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. Just falling over my finger. Comes apart like nothing. That is beautiful. That is how brisket is supposed to be. Now, one thing about a big green egg is that sometimes you're going to get a smoke ring, sometimes you're not. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I put them in cold, put them in hot, put them in all different ways. I don't always get a smoke ring, but what I always do get is this beautiful, awesome juiciness. Look at that. Okay, so as I was showing you how we cut this flat, okay, we cut it across the grain, take these beautiful slices, and look at it, the bend test passed beautifully, baby, beautifully. Now, when it comes to the point, okay, everybody wants to cut it like this. You don't want to do that. You want to turn it, okay, cut it this way, okay, cut it against. Oh, look at that. That is just amazing. This is beautiful, folks. This is the way brisket is supposed to be. So tender, so moist and juicy. Look at that. See that? That's what you're looking for. Can you see that? See how that's coming apart like that? Nice and tender. Break dances on its own. And that, my friends, is how you turn brisket into beautiful, smoky perfection on the big green egg. You know, it just goes to show you that every step matters, from picking it out, to trimming it, to seasoning it, to smoking it, to wrapping it. Every single part makes a difference. It all comes together to make this beautiful, beautiful, jiggly, moist brisket. Oh, hell yeah. God, I love this. Oh, God, that was good. All right, I'm going to go back to slicing the rest of this thing. Listen, folks, that is how you do it. This is big green egg biscuit. If you found this educational, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe. All right? We want you to subscribe. We want you to come back every single week and see our videos, see what we got going on. We got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. I promise you that. All right? So this is brisket on the big green egg, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in to Captain Ron Cooks, and I'll see you the next time. Captain Ron, out.